A story of unexpected connections. Sarah Chen stood in the lobby of the Madison Tower, her clipboard pressed against her chest. The morning sun streamed through the tall glass windows, casting long shadows across the marble floor. She had worked as an administrative assistant in this building for 3 years now, and she knew every corner of it by heart. Today was different, though. Today she felt nervous. The elevator doors opened with a soft chime. Sarah stepped inside and pressed the button for the 42nd floor. As the elevator climbed higher and higher, she took a deep breath. She was delivering an important contract to Ms. Victoria Hartwell, the CEO of Hartwell Industries. Everyone in the building spoke of Ms. Hartwell with a mixture of respect and caution. She was brilliant, successful, and always professional. She was also, Sarah had heard, completely devoted to her work. The elevator doors opened again. Sarah walked down the quiet hallway, her footsteps muffled by the thick carpet. The executive floor always felt different from the rest of the building. It was quieter here, more serious. She reached the CEO's office and knocked gently on the heavy wooden door. "Come in!" a voice called from inside. Sarah entered the spacious office. Behind a large desk sat Victoria Hartwell, her dark hair pulled back neatly, her eyes focused on the computer screen in front of her. She looked up as Sarah approached. "The Henderson contract, Miss Hartwell," Sarah said softly, placing the folder on the desk. "Thank you, Sarah." Victoria's voice was polite but distant. She reached for the folder without looking up again. Sarah turned to leave, but something caught her eye. In the corner of the office, near the tall windows, sat a young girl. She looked about 8 or 9 years old, with the same dark hair as Victoria. The girl sat in a leather chair that was much too big for her, holding a book in her lap. But she wasn't reading. She was staring out the window at the city below. Sarah hesitated. She knew that Victoria had a daughter. Everyone knew, but few people had ever seen the child. Victoria kept her work life and her personal life completely separate. "Will that be all?" Victoria asked, her tone suggesting that Sarah should leave. "Yes, ma'am." "Thank you." Sarah walked toward the door. But as she passed the girl, their eyes met for just a moment. The child's expression was so sad, so lonely, that Sarah felt something twist in her chest. She gave the girl a small, gentle smile. The girl's eyes widened slightly, and then Sarah was out the door, walking back toward the elevator. The image of that lonely child stayed with Sarah for the rest of the day. 3 days later, Sarah was working at her desk on the 23rd floor when she heard a small voice behind her. "Excuse me?" Sarah turned around. Standing there, looking small and uncertain, was Victoria Hartwell's daughter. The girl wore a school uniform and clutched a backpack with both hands. "Oh, hello there," Sarah said, surprised. "Are you lost? Do you need help finding your mother's office?" The girl shook her head quickly. She looked around nervously, as if checking to make sure no one else was listening. Then she took a step closer to Sarah's desk. I need to ask you something," the girl whispered. Her voice was so quiet that Sarah had to lean forward to hear her. "It's important." "Of course." "What is it?" The girl took a deep breath. Her hands gripped the backpack straps tighter. "Ma'am, can you pretend to be my mom for the school play?" Sarah blinked. She wasn't sure she had heard correctly. "I'm sorry, what?" "The school play," the girl repeated, her words coming faster now. "It's next Friday. All the parents are supposed to come. We're doing a spring festival, and there's a part where the parents stand with their kids on stage, just for a few minutes. But my mom—" She paused, and her voice became even smaller. "My mom is always too busy. She says she'll try, but she never comes. And I don't want to be the only one without a parent there." Sarah's heart broke a little. She looked at this brave child who had somehow found the courage to ask a stranger for help. "What's your name, sweetheart?" Emma Hartwell." "Emma, that's a beautiful name." Sarah spoke gently, trying to think of what to say. "Have you talked to your mother about how important this is to you?" Emma nodded sadly. "She always says she understands. She says work is just really busy right now, but it's always busy. It's been busy for my whole life." A tear rolled down her cheek, and she wiped it away quickly. "I just want her to see me, just once. But if she can't come, then maybe you could, just so I'm not alone." Sarah felt torn. This was clearly a family matter. She had no right to get involved. But looking at Emma's hopeful, desperate face, she couldn't just say no and walk away. "Emma, I think we need to talk to your mother about this together," Sarah said carefully. "Would that be okay?" Emma looked frightened. "She'll be mad." "I don't think she will. I think she needs to know how you feel. Will you let me try?" After a long moment, Emma nodded. Sarah didn't know if she was making a terrible mistake. But she took Emma's hand and walked with her to the elevator. They rode up to the 42nd floor in silence. Emma's small hand trembled in hers. When they entered Victoria's office, the CEO looked up in shock. "Emma, what are you doing here?" "You're supposed to be with your tutor." Then she saw Sarah and frowned. "What's going on?" Sarah took a breath and stepped forward. "Miss Hartwell, I apologize for interrupting, but Emma came to find me, and I think you need to hear what she has to say." Victoria's expression shifted from confusion to concern. She stood up and came around the desk. "Emma, what's wrong?" Emma looked at the floor. The words seemed stuck in her throat. Sarah squeezed her hand gently. "It's okay. Tell her." "There's a school play," Emma whispered, "and I want you to come. I always want you to come, but you never do. And I feel like you don't care about me as much as you care about work." The office became very quiet. Victoria stood frozen, her face pale. For a long moment, nobody moved. Then Victoria knelt down in front of her daughter. When she spoke, her voice was shaking. "Oh, Emma, oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry." She pulled Emma into a tight hug. I thought I was working hard for you, to give you everything you need. But I didn't see that what you need most is me." Emma hugged her mother back, crying now. "I just want you to be there, Mom. I don't need anything else." Victoria looked up at Sarah, tears streaming down her own face. "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you for bringing her to me. I almost missed this. I almost missed everything." The following Friday evening, Sarah received a text message. It was a photo of Victoria and Emma on a school stage, both smiling, surrounded by spring decorations. The message below read, "Thank you for helping me see what matters most. We're both exactly where we need to be. Victoria." Sarah smiled and saved the photo. Sometimes, she thought, the smallest acts of kindness can change everything. Sometimes all someone needs is for one person to notice they're hurting and to have the courage to help. The city lights twinkled outside her window as Sarah finished her work for the day. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new moments, but tonight she felt grateful. Grateful that she had paid attention. Grateful that she had cared. And somewhere across the city, a mother and daughter were learning to find their way back to each other, one school play at a time,